Right, so continuing with the festivities of Women's Month, another spectacle that has joined the movement is the annual Vavasati International Women's Festival that is currently underway at the State Theatre in Pretoria. Event goers are in for a show as they will be treated to various productions ranging from theatre and dance to music performances. Well, Napo Masheane is here. Well, she's the mastermind behind the festival. She joins us now to tell us more about the festival. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning.
Who's up?
You're sharp, woman.
Good, thank you. All right, let's talk about this. We've been talking about it for a couple of years now. I think 2-3 years now.
Yes.
Talk to us about this festival and somebody who might not know what it is about.
So Vavasati is a festival that celebrates women, obviously initiated by South African State Theatre. And like you said, this is its 4th year.
Yeah.
But first time that it's been curated and directed by a woman.
Yeah.
Myself. So I'm taking the props. But it's literally like 26 days that celebrate women voices artistically, from dancers to comedians to DJs to theatre productions to visual arts. And of course, there's free workshops and panel discussions.
Let's talk about these workshops. What issues are being discussed at these workshops?
Well, everything from finding your voice and, growing confidence as a writer or as a director in terms of cracking the business side of the theatre or the art world. But also conversations that, have to go beyond our communities. Conversations that affect, issues that affect women, issues that affect mothers, sisters, and the conversation, again, beyond just us as sisters. We've got men panel discussions looking at feminist voices, the relevance of contemporary voices in South Africa, why there's constant need to use theatre as a tool to provoke, to change, and, of course, to touch society.
So what's been happening over the past couple of days?
Well, we've launched it. We've already have 2 productions. There was Linda Gabriela from Zimbabwe, but also from Germany. The Storm is Outside is taking place. I wrote the play. And there's been also lots and lots of comedy productions yesterday. And so in a nutshell, a lot of productions happening in the past 4 days.
Yeah. How has it evolved, though, this festival, over the past couple of years?
The topics, I think that's the most amazing thing. The majority of plays this year are focusing on LGBT community, which is something we didn't plan. So when we did a call out, we realized that there's almost 3 to 4 productions that focuses on sexuality and LGBT. But also the confidence that women in theatre are having. Women are really taking center stage, which is quite exciting. And also the fact that this year we have more SADC representatives. So we've got TJ Dima from Botswana, we've got Mutinta from Zambia, and of course, like I said, we've got Linda, who's in Germany, but also from Zimbabwe. So there's more focus on SADC areas. So the conversation is starting to get out of South Africa and reaching out to other African countries.
What role does the event play in empowering young women around the country?
I think definitely the fact that your voice matters, and that there's always a space for us to interrogate and engage, with young girls beyond just us just being there and being celebrated. That the real issues of our society can be documented. We can own our own narratives. And after all, this is 60 years of 1956 commemoration. But also as the young contemporary writers, we're setting up, a legacy for the next coming 60 years. So that's exciting. It shows that South African theatre is changing, and really, really, there's more support coming in.
Yeah. Let's talk about the other big names. We've spoken about how there's a SADC role in this year's festival. Who are the other big names locally?
Okay, we've got Maisha Jenkins, Poetry Meets Jazz. We've got Phyllis Kloss, who's really a legend from Sibikwa, doing Chapter 2, Section 9. We've got, myself. You've got Fat Black Women Sing. You've got also new voices, though. You've got Anishri Paul. You've got Misha Divet. So there's quite like a hub. We had Gail Smith giving a keynote address in terms of why it's very important that we celebrate the 60 years and what has been happening in terms of women's movement throughout the different eras in society. So there's big names.
Yeah. How do we then, take this thing forward? Because I feel like we'll only talk about this only in August, and then we forget about it, and then we start again all over again each year. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
When there's so many, the issue of women in theatre as well was also touched on at the National Arts Festival. So the conversation is going, but not quite the way at the speed that we'd like it to.
The good thing is that my team at Village Gossip Production, we also have made a commitment that we're not going to wait for August, that now we're going to be talking to the theatre, we're going to sit down with the theatre artistic team, that is Khabi, to say every month we need to have a build-up, every month we need to engage, we need to find a weekend that is just dedicated to women performances. That will also help us to do audience development, but more than anything to make sure that by the time August comes, the volume of work has been presented and women have been, heard, or women have been given a space to really contribute to the South African theatre, because now we can't be avoided. We can't be avoided. So we are committed to making sure that every month there's something that's focusing on women voices.
All right, Napo, thank you so much for talking to us. Always such a pleasure having you on the show. Napo Masheane, wordsmith, poet, director, thespian, talking to us about Vavasati International Women's Festival that kicked off on the 2nd and is set to conclude on the 27th of August at the State Theatre in Pretoria. All right, let's take a quick ad break. We're back after this. Stay with us.